I grew up in India. I was always curious to travel around the world. I come from an entrepreneur kind of a family where nobody wants to come to any other
Mhm.
countries just like for travel or maybe shopping, something just like that. So my parents are educated. My dad is masters in science and my mom is bachelor's, but education is more like okay, you do the education and you do join the family business, but not like for engineering or things like that. I was a bright student and I still remember my class 10 maths teacher told my mom that you should start her to prepare for competitive exams in a parent teacher meeting. So that was my parents' motivation to let me go in the engineering. And this opens all the doors. Whenever I try to learn something, I want to go to the bottom of it. So I still remember my first year in engineering in India, it's very generic. You do physics, you do workshop technology, like everything. It's not just computer science. But I remember I asked my computer science teacher that I want to like just go to the roots of the computer, want to open a computer, get to know like what can I do to learn everything. I just wanted to learn that how things happen. Curiosity was something that led me to computer science. And then my parents were like, if you do this joint family business, of course I will have to be there in India. And my dreams were high. I used to literally dream about it, share with my parents as a kid. And then, of course, when I was in class 9, 10, 11, 12, then my parents were like, yeah, choose your path. It's your life and we will support you, whatever you want to do. I think it was just self motivation and then support from my parents that, okay, choose. If you've chosen a path, then do your best. So I have this entrepreneurial background and maybe genetics. I always want to do something on my own. I was a software engineer also for a few years. So after computer science, I realized that, okay, I'm always asking why. Why are we doing this to my managers, my group leaders? And they told me that, okay, why don't you go on a customer side of a role? And I chose strategic consulting at the time. But I wanted to build something on my own. And I think the normal guidance my mentors would give, oh, go for an MBA. That was one of the reasons I really wanted to do my master's was like, okay, everybody around told me you have an H1, you have a job. Why do you want to go to school and then struggle after few years, right? Again, you'll be in the same spot, just prioritize the job. And that decision, I think, was because of visa. I have taken a lot of risks in my life. I am decisive. I was not able to be that risk driven because of H1, because I really believe it's one life and you have to make it. But I had to really calculate, like, still take risks.
Right.
When I moved to California, I left my I-140 in the process and joined a startup. I built a product during pandemic. I had worked, like researched on it for almost 7, 8, maybe 10 years of my life. I'm really passionate and motivated about the problem. And I felt people were pretty open. I believe technology is helping humans in every area of life, but not in long-term relationships, which is key to our happiness and well-being. Because of immigration, I paused it for many years that it's not going to happen right now. Let me revisit it. Let the problem be solved. And that was one of the reasons why I joined actually Facebook, because I felt if I can't do it by myself within the company, I can be an entrepreneur and then do that. It's not easy to change the industry or the role. Sometimes one could be easier depending on that. So I have, of course, done a lot of hard work, but ultimately it boils down to showing up for different things. Like I am not afraid of reaching out for an interview, even if I think I'm like not 100% for that. So maybe it's 60-70% match, but I do bring some skills. If they are willing, I'll do my best and see. And sometimes after you are well prepared and you're determined and you're curious, I like to read a lot on different subjects. So I think I know some things about some subjects more than like just my own industry. So that has also helped. Meta was one of my dream jobs. I had a couple of other offers, but because I was doing a startup, which is like helping humans with technology rather than doing other things, I was, of course, not happy when I saw I was part of layoff. Nobody is happy. Then my mom was like, something better will happen. And I believe the same. It has helped me more to grow as a person and even work, life, anywhere. So problems are opportunities. I would say to everybody that don't stop living. Look at the constraints, see what is in your control, see what's not in your control. If you can still live by changing certain things, do that. Don't be stressed 24/7 with that. So that's how I was living. But now After Meta layoff, I feel we can raise our voice. That's why I did went to BBC, shared my experience, and I'm so glad I got to talk to a few congressmen. They are proposing a couple of things. Number one, like the 60-day rules should be made 180. I hope something happens. I know one story is not gonna help, but everything plays, even if it's 0.05%. I would love to be a part of it and help everybody around. I love spending time in nature. So I think going back to basics is happiness to me. Living a simple, balanced life, getting sunshine, being able to walk in a park, sitting under a tree, read a book. Those are really small things give me more happiness versus, let's say, going to like best places on the planet. Of course, I love fine dining and all, I'm not saying, but real happiness when you're like, wow, this is amazing, blissfulness, that happens with small, small things. So currently for last almost 6-7 weeks, I'm working for myself. That's what I tell people. I used to work for Meta. I'm still employed there, but right now Meta has given me this opportunity, which is amazing, working on myself for the first time in my life after I started my professional life. I'm super grateful for that. So working on myself means, of course, spending my time wisely. It's very precious. I think it's even more precious as when I was compared to a company, because there were some set goals. Now I have to define my own life goals, right? I'm experimenting different things. Of course, there is one path, get another product role, continue the journey, or pursue one of the dreams. Okay, I was exploring, should I do something totally different, or maybe do my own things, or maybe a combination of couple things. Still work in progress. I hope I will share with the world soon as something materializes.